And we're live.
Yeah, I want to talk about fun things. I want to talk about MRSA. I want to talk about...
It's the first actual topic on the show is MRSA.
I want to talk about slavery.
Causes bloody t-shirts, right?
Yeah. Let's kick off with MRSA because I'm down with that. Do you know exactly what MRSA and staph infections are? Because in my head, they're just really big pimples. But I have a friend whose daughter had MRSA. And apparently, and this was like 10, 15 years ago, so I don't know if medicine's improved. But for her, it was a really big deal. And they were like happy she didn't lose the leg.
MRSA and staph can be a huge deal. So from my understanding, I'm not Googling or anything, but just off the top of my head, what I believe I know is that MRSA and staph bacteria live on your skin all of the time. It's always present.
Yeah.
All of us have it.
But we all wash, right? You know, we all wash daily. And we don't get like wounds and then let them get sweaty and then go to bed and wake up the next day and game for 8 hours and then go back to bed and then drip a bit of grease or gravy perhaps into the wound and think and think back to that time and remember the outlaw Josie Wales when Granny spit that mustard poultice on the bullet wound? This will be just like that. Bit of gravy in there that'll heal it up. And then we just go another day without bathing, like we're Ice Poseidon or something. No, that's not what we do. But it's what some people do. And there's also athletes, of course. You're rolling around getting abrased, and then maybe you don't take a shower right after you do jiu-jitsu or do wrestling or even gymnastics, whatever. And you get it from the pads, especially because those pads are, if they're not washed properly,
bleached. Actually, you have to put bleach on.
I was gonna say, people who aren't into those activities and have never seen it done, after they roll on the mats, like several guys go out there with big squirt bottles of bleach or some other powerful disinfectant, hose everything down and scrub the fuck out of the mats to prevent this sort of thing from happening. But
you have to. Yeah. Everybody who wrestled in high school knows the kid who was too shy to shower after wrestling, and they end up getting an infection. Because it's like, this isn't a joke.
That's what
you're going to get something.
Andy does for Joe Lozon. He's been on the show before. He cleans the mats. That's part of his role.
Oh,
you know what? I did my Googling. MRSA is staph. It's a kind of staph that's particularly resistant to many antibiotics. It's just super staph.
Yeah, I didn't have to. I'm definitely not on mayoclinic.org. I just know this. It's called methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus.
It was funny,
and it says that as far as causes go, there about a third of the population has it, like in their nose or mouth, but it only becomes a problem when it gets into an abscess or it causes abscesses unless it gets into a cut or something. But even then, it says if you're a healthy person, it's most likely to just be a little skin thing and then go away on its own if your immune system is banging on all cylinders. Less than 2% of the population chronically carries the type of staph bacteria known as MRSA. So you have to kind of pick that up. Most people don't have that kind naturally.
So it's not true that everyone... Okay. I think...
Everyone has staph bacteria, but only the very filthy. The filthiest few, you might say, have MRSA.
I thought you were going to say the very best,
about their body.
the elite among us, and be nice.
The elite among the filthy.
Well, and MRSA is the kind you also can get from wrestling mats, like that.
Yeah,
same kind of thing.
UFC fighters get it a lot, which is part of how I'm exposed to it. My universe is exposed to. I don't mean to act like I'm a UFC fighter, but yeah, that's what I see it a lot. Fighters, they'll either miss it or they'll fight with MRSA. And that itself becomes a bit of a controversy.
Yeah, what an asshole. I hate the pictures they use on WebMD or Mayo Clinic because they never show the progression of a disease. So on this page I'm looking at, it shows staph infection with two images next to each other. And one of them is just a small red spot that you might get from bumping one's elbow against the corner of a table or something. And the other one is a full bored out abscess. And it's like, you're just trying to promote paranoia.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to see a little dot on myself and be like, I'm 2 days away from a crater with maggots crawling around in it. But I wouldn't actually, because I'd go to the doctor. I wouldn't let it, fester.
Yeah. We never finished, I don't think, the Wings MRSA topic.
Yeah. The filthy few, including Wings of Redemption. Wings got MRSA on his titty, and he went to the doctor, and he posted a little image here. Of the aftermath with the caption that said, "Staph infections are not fun." And the image is, of course, some sort of medical. Nope, that's not a medical towel. That's his T-shirt.
Yeah, it's a T-shirt with 2 splotchy, what appears to be like blood stains on it.
Mm-hmm. Blood,
right?
Pussy blood.
Pussy blood. And he tweeted it.
He tweeted it right out there for all of us to see because the man has no filter or antibacterial soap.
I have a theory. I think that he tweeted it out there so that everyone will know his reason for missing the surgery date is legitimate.
I don't think he's planning on letting this make him miss the surgery.
I don't know. I saw on Reddit, it's actually the PKA forum, that the guy's like, I know for a fact that if you have staph, you won't be able to get the surgery for the next like 20 to 30 days. Now it's a Reddit comment, so it's not mayoclinic.com, but it seemed believable to me. And he's going to be on antibiotics, and he does have MRSA, and his surgery is it 7 days from now?
According
it was
to
on the
you,
it was on the 12th. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Or 13th.
13th is in my
13th,
head. Yeah. So that's 7 days from this recording.
Yep.
That's why I think he tweeted it out. That's my theory, but I could be crazy.
We'll see. See, this little conspiracy hinges on the subsequent conspiracy of if he actually put the money down and he's tweeting this, I still think he's doing what he can to get rid of this MRSA and then go to the surgery. If he didn't put the money down, then this may be what you're ascribing. It may be an excuse.
Not everyone. Some people could put that money down and it's like a sunk cost that they've like, all right, I'm out $7,000. That much is known. It's a whole separate decision to go through with it.
Oh,
that's
not
true.
wings,
but
though.
I feel like that's the way to get your foot through the door. If I was scared for a surgery and they're like, all right, give us $7,000 up front, and I do that, it's like the decision has been made.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. I'm not going to walk out and just leave that guy with $7,000 for free, like just so I can work up the balls to get this surgery later and pay another $7,000.
It's like when you're nervous about asking a girl out, so you go ahead and pull your dick out.
We've all been there many times.
It's my go-to move.
No going back now.
Always works.
No matter what she says.
Mm-hmm. They pull on it like a big trucker horn sometimes. It just happens.
Yeah, if he put that money down, he's going to get the surgery. I hope he does.
Yeah, I wanted to. Of course. We want wings to be little wings.
Do you know what happens on the other side of this surgery?
Wings.
Like as wings shrinks and shrinks and shrinks. I watched a Boogie video and I am blown away by how much better he looks. His face is like a different person. He looks so much better. And in the video, he's telling us how he's actually a little stressed because his weight's plateaued. I don't know how much he's lost so far, but I think he has 70 more pounds he aspires to lose, and his weight is plateaued. And for him, this is like he's internalized like a failure around it. But to me, I'm like, man, is it a psychological thing? Because he looks thinner every video to my eyes. Maybe I'm just slow in recognizing his gains, and that's what the scoop is.
I don't watch many of his videos, but every time I do pop in, like, or I see a picture of him he posted on his Twitter, he's lost. I used to say he lost an entire person. He's now lost a fat person.
Yeah.
Like an entire fat person. And like, it may sound silly, but I guarantee he understands what I mean when I say this. Like, he's no longer a guy where if you're at a Walmart and you're walking around, if you see him, you'll register as like, a fat person.
He's no longer.
But you're not like walking